Hello everyone, and welcome. I'm VelvettB, and thanks for joining me today for this jungle bungalow speed build. So, we're in the jungle. We are in the jungles of Selvadorada, and this is for the vacation collab that I was hosting over on my Discord, and basically it's the fantasy vacation collab, and we were creating fantasy vacation houses all around the world in The Sims 4. And I decided, because I had never ever built, and I can't even quite believe that I'm saying this, but I had never ever built in Selvadorada. I haven't built in any of the holiday vacation was well. It's basically Granite Falls in Selvadorada because you can't build in Batu, but yeah, I have never built in either of those worlds. And I was like, I want to and I should do, and I don't know why I haven't. So that's what I'm going to do for this particular collaboration. And that's what I did. So here I am in the beautiful jungle world of Selvadorada. So if you are not familiar with me, I am Velvet, and I am a streamer and YouTuber. YouTuber and streamer, whichever way you want to put that. From New Zealand. So I am way off down in the bottom of the world. I don't live in a jungle kind of world. I live in New Zealand. Yes, the land of the hobbits. If you're that, I don't know. That's kind of what people know New Zealand for these days, is Lord of the Rings. Anyway, that's where I'm from, and that is the explanation for the weird accent. So I hope you can put up with that, and thank you for putting up with that if you have been watching the channel for a while. I appreciate you guys, you know. I love The Sims 4. I am a lover of building in The Sims 4 particularly, but I do adore gameplay, and I love a bit of CAS as well. I'm not saying that I am any good at any of it, but I really have fun, and I hope you guys come and have some fun with me today. Particularly because, you know, we're here, we're building a jungle bungalow, and, you know, it's going to be a luxury one too. It's not just going to be this cruddy little bungalow off in the jungle. This is going to be a luxe little bungalow, you know. I'm not building anything that, you know, requires you to sleep hanging from a tree or anything like that. We're talking luxury here. So you'll be thinking, what on earth are you doing, Velvet? Good question. Very good question. So what on earth I'm doing is I'm building actually a whole lot of platforms around the front, and it's going to be surrounded by water. I was looking at quite a lot of inspirations on Pinterest, and yeah, because I wasn't quite certain. I had like these different ideas floating around in my head for what I wanted to do. I mean, did I want to do like these little different, like little huts up in the forest? Did I want to do something like super big and luxe? Did I want to do, I don't know, this, that, and the next thing. So, you know, I was just cruising around Pinterest as I do from time to time. And yeah, I was just looking at different jungle inspirations, little jungle houses that are on there, and just, you know, getting some different ideas. And this is kind of, it's not one inspiration. It's kind of a mixture of a lot of the things that I saw as I was cruising around Pinterest. By the way, you can follow me on Pinterest if you're interested. I don't really post too much on there at the moment, although I do plan to add more of my Sims 4 content on there. But what I do have is a very highly organized group of inspiration picks. So if you are a builder and you need like inspiration picks, I have a very organized system, although I've just kind of been mucking it up a little bit lately by throwing some different things in there. But yeah, I do have like all these giant folders filled with all sorts of inspiration. Because yeah, every now and then I'll just sit there in the evenings while watching TV and just cruise around on Pinterest and be like, saving that, might want to build that, saving that. And there's no way I'm ever going to build like these thousands of pictures that I got saved on there, but I have ambitions, you never know. So you can sort of see how I'm shaping up with these platforms. So just doing a little bit of platform work there. And then I was trying to decide if I wanted to lift it up or put it down, and then I just went like the down with the water all around. I kind of wanted the water higher, but it's impossible, or I don't know how to do it anyway, to have that kind of, because those platforms kind of go up, so they work as the steps into the house on a raised, because the stairs, the house itself is actually quite raised up, and will be on stilt legs when I get around to doing the floor plan. So the platforms not only serve as a hangout area, so they'll be created and there'll be like areas to sit and like a fire pit and all those wonderful things. So it's not only just an area just hang out, but it's also a practical use of actually being the steps up into the building as well. So I forgot what I was doing with it. Why did I say that? There was a reason I said that, and now I can't remember what it was. It took me so long to spit it out that I cannot remember what on earth I was saying and why I was saying it. Oh, yeah, because of the water level. So, yeah, because it goes up, and, yeah, I don't know a way to get the water level to, yeah, to work on a higher level with those platforms. Anyway, it is what it is, and it worked out. It was fine. It looked good. So I'm just kind of figuring out what color I want to have on the exterior. I did know that I wanted it to be black and wood. Those are the colors that I wanted to use. I love that combination for starters as one of my very favorite things. And we're talking about my fantasy vacation here. Now, do I fantasize about being eaten alive by mosquitoes? Well, the answer to that is no. But I would love to go to the jungle and just like walk around and just see like the ruins and that sort of thing. It just seems pretty awesome to me. Would I also like to be on a beach in Salani? Well, yeah, absolutely. In an amazing, modern, beautiful house where I can just go swimming in the beautiful, warm ocean and the weather is warm all the time. Then, you know what? Yes, absolutely. There are probably quite a number of wonderful vacations, because we've got some houses that are in Salani, we've got houses that are in Tartosa, and there's one on Mount Komorabi, there's a house in Oasis Springs, there's places all over the world in The Sims 4 for this vacation collab, and there's just so many options to choose from. Like, I don't just have the one fantasy as far as vacations go. There's lots of different things that I wouldn't mind, checking out and doing. If you're wondering what I'm doing here, I'm actually using the bubble cracks. And what that does is basically creates like a kind of a semi-foggy bubble effect around the area. So there's actually going to be an effect when you go into the lot in live mode where there's kind of bubbles and stuff coming out of the water. I just love doing that. I'm obsessed with it. I believe it also actually warms the water. Not that you some can really swim in it, but they can possibly paddle in it and raid. I don't know how accessible that water would be because I kind of put plants all around it. But the possibility is there. I mean, you can move stuff around. You can do what you like with it. If you want to download it, it'll be up on the gallery, VelvettB. It will be a lot of packs. This is not a limited pack build at all. So, from memory, it'll be most packs. I was going hard on that. I mean, we're talking fantasy vacation. I'm going to use as many packs as I've got for that one just to make it look as beautiful as possible. That's kind of the idea. So, there is a pool which will be accessible from the second level. So, you kind of got the see-through pool under there, and then you can actually access that from the second level deck. And this is a total of 3 levels, this house. So the third level is actually just an open level. It's not rooms. It's actually kind of a zen area, a real relaxation area. So on that top level, I'm going to have like a hot tub, and there's like a meditation seat. There's yoga, and there's just like some chill couches just to sit out there and chill and just like look at these amazing views. So this lot is a 30 by 30 lot. So it's actually not a massive lot at all. And it's not a massive house. It's 2 bedrooms. I'm going to say 2 bathrooms. I think. Pretty sure. So, it's not a massive. It's more sort of like, it's definitely more of an adult kind of vacation. So this is, you're getting away from the kids on this one if you've got kids or whatever. It's definitely not so much for kids. I didn't design it I don't think I did. I'm just trying to think what I did in that second bedroom. No, I'm pretty sure it's two double. Yeah, it's two double bedroom. Sorry, two two double bedrooms. Gosh, I'm spitting this out badly, aren't I? Oh dear, oh dear. So I had this vision in my head of what I wanted this house to look like. And I wanted it to kind of integrate really nicely with the world around it. So there's a whole thing, I guess, in terms of a fashion, I don't know, it's a fashion thing, architectural thing, I don't know, a whatever kind of thing that you want to call it. But it's just the whole thing, a trend, maybe that's a word I want to go for, where it's just kind of nature meets man as such when it comes to sort of buildings and architecture. If you just sort of have a look around Pinterest or other areas, I guess Pinterest just happens to be the place that I look for these things. And, you know, you can sort of see like these nature inspired homes, which just kind of work together with nature. And, you know, just like ecological and, you know, thinking about reused or recyclable materials and things like that. I mean, that's a very strong trend in architecture and design at the moment as well, as it should be. I mean, if we can recycle and reuse items and, you know, that sort of thing, it's better for the environment, better for the world around us, so why not do it if you've got the money for it? Not everybody does, but you might, so good on you if you do. Anyway, I'm waffling right off the topic. So the whole idea was nature meets man and just integrating like sort of plants around the house, kind of like I was just picturing like plants hanging down, as you can sort of see it here, and a lot of plants around it. So you know, when you look at the kind of the lot with the lot around, you know, with the world around it, it all sort of like, it's the same plants, it all sort of works together, if you know what I mean. So that's kind of the vision that I had in my head. It's just like, you know, a lot of plants all around the outside of the house on each of the levels, boom, 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 1, 2, and 3. And you'll see that sort of as the build progresses, that, you know, I've sort of integrated the plants on each of those levels, boom, 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 up, and then, you know, it just all sort of blends in with the world to a degree. So, you know, it's that whole nature infused in the architecture and the design of the house. That's what I was going for. And I've said it in a very waffly way. Now, it actually did take me quite a lot of play testing to get this house to work. Putting these plants down now that you can see actually ended up interrupting some of the routing for the Sims in the building above. Now, you wouldn't think they would, because they're on the kind of level below, but just with the way that the game works, it actually does interrupt it. So if you are building something like this, and maybe I've given you some ideas for, you know, rebuilding your Selvadorada area, I don't know, but just learn the lesson that I learned. And you'd think I mean, I already knew this, but I just didn't think about it when I was building. But, you know, if you are using the debug plants and bits and pieces, just be aware of the footprint on them and how that affects the house around you in terms of making it routable for your Sims when they're playing the house. So it actually took me a while just to get the balance right and to get it to work. So it required like a little bit of changing around with the platforms at the front. I did have an issue where my stairs kept on disappearing as well, which was not helping things. But yeah, there was an issue with that platform at the front, so I ended up having to have a stair down the bottom as well, just to make that work. And then the plants around the back had to change because of just the footprint and the way that the Sims were routing. I ended up extending out the living room a teeny bit over what I built as well, so I think I ended up extending it 1 to 2 grids and just adding in some additional stuff to that area, because it just ended up in playtesting, it just ended up being that way, because the stairs, I don't know, there was something funny going on with the stairs, disappearing, wouldn't go up them, blah, blah, blah. So there was a few issues as far as getting this build to actually work. So just be wary of plants and how you stack them and how they work around the place as far as their footprint and the Sims just needing particular space and how fussy they are with walking around the house. Anyway, got it to work, and so the final product will look a little bit different from what I've done in the video just because of that. But that's what happens, right? You build something and then you play test it, and then you're like, right, well, that doesn't work. I'm going to have to make some changes. So that's what I did, but it was pretty minor as far as changes go. It was just like a little bit at the bottom of that platform and basically the living room area. Ended up extending it, which worked out in the positive for me anyway, because it meant that I could put in like the archaeology table and an easel, and there was something else I put in as well. Or maybe I just added in like extra seating or something. So it ended up working out quite nice. More things, you know? More things are good things, as you do. So now I'm on to adding some little bits of pieces, and I do apologise if you can hear that noise outside. It's like rubbish day here. It's Monday, and it's rubbish day here in my street in here in Taranaki, and it appears that the rubbish truck right now is zooming on past, picking things up, making a racket while it's doing it. Won't last long though. We're all good. We'll carry on. So yeah, adding some decorative items here. So just making like a beautiful little, I don't know, gazebo kind of area where the Sims can just sit there and really just enjoy the nature and the atmosphere and bits and pieces of it all. So this is from the Riviera Retreat kit, that little gazebo thing. And I've just added to it with little plants and that sort of thing. And again, from the Riviera Retreat kit is the fire pit, as well as these little rocks with the waterfalls on them. I actually hadn't intended to have those waterfalls coming, like going around the base, but then I saw them like as I was using the Riviera Retreat kit, and I was like, you know what, actually they would look great around here. So you can see they were a little bit fussy to get them to sit in the right places, but I got them there, and it was just a case of just moving the stuff that I'd already put in there and making it all just look cohesive. But I really liked having the little waterfalls around there. It's a really beautiful effect when you're actually playing in the game. I did spend a lot of time playing in the game because I was trying to make things work, so I did see it in action quite a bit, and it did look really pretty and really soothing and relaxing, and just, you know, it's such a lovely holiday spot, right? I mean, if you've got your bug spray and everything like that, you know, you can go out and you can have like little day trips off into the jungle, and you can explore the ruins, and just make sure that you're prepared. You know, that's the main thing. If you're going to holiday in the jungle, you've got to make sure that you are prepared and that you are ready for anything that can happen, like bats and bugs and I don't know what else would happen in the jungle, but I'm going to guess things. So I put like lots of the fairy lights around just to make it super pretty at night, and I did make it really nice for nighttime as well, because I feel like, you know, after a day of adventuring, you want to hang around here as the sun goes down, and, you know, maybe sit down and relax, have a couple of drinksies, have a few nectars, you know how it kind of goes. And those are the little lights that come with the Parenthood pack, so they are super pretty, and I use those. And those are the wicker chairs that I believe come from the high school years, and I thought they really fit the area. I did think about putting fencing around the outside of those platforms, but I felt like it would ruin the look of them. So, you know, I feel like the Sims are competent enough that they won't fall off. It's why I felt like it was more for adults than children, because there's some risky business going on as far as the platforms go. I did put fencing around the higher platforms just for that reason, but I almost didn't. I almost just left it as it was, just changing the fencing to glass because I felt like it made more sense with it. But it's all sort of coming together. I've got most of the exterior done. There's just a few little bits and pieces around the place that I need to fill in. So it's just the front deck out here, just working that out. So these chairs are actually from Lovestrike. So they're kind of like the little 3-seater kind of chair. I think they're kind of cute. So I like them. Not everyone probably does, but I do. So there you go. And I love also building in black. So I was like really happy. These are my happy colors. Like, you know, when you're building a modern house and going black. Although, you know, to be fair, I'm usually pretty happy as long as I'm building. And again, I'm just sort of getting more lights around the place just to light it all up and make it all, you know, visible at night time. A few lights around the place, as you do. just dotting them around, and it's glowing the plants up, which I think is super pretty. A bit of lights around I just used like the citronella candles around on all of the steps going up, because I don't know, I actually don't know this, if in the game it affects bugs at all, because citronella candles in real life actually keep mosquitoes away. They don't like the smell of it, so it's actually a good deterrent for bugs in real life. But I actually have zero idea if it actually is any sort of deterrent for Sims, for bugs for Sims, if that makes sense. But I thought, you know what, I'm just bringing a little bit of reality to this build, and I'm using the citronella candles all over the place. And, you know, in theory, there ain't no bugs that are going to come around here because of all of that citronella, and they'll be like, nah, we're staying away. And then, you know, you can hang out in your house and be all bug free. So that was kind of my thought process behind using those cute little candles. But again, I have zero idea if that affects anything in The Sims, but I know it would affect things in real life. So I just went with that. So I did like a little mailbox up on the porch. I couldn't remember whether or not you needed mailboxes in vacation homes, but I just added one anyway. A couple of parcels on the doorstep, like, you know, they've ordered something, bug spray, machetes, bat, whatever the bat thing is, bat medicine. I don't know. Anyway, so again, I'm just still working on bits and pieces on lighting as I'm just thinking of things, and I just realized I needed to light up the pool, so just coming up with a couple of lights there for the pool. Yeah, there we go. I've decided on what I want to do. Good on me. So just using the little dine out light. Then I had like this big blank space here, and I did try like a few different things. So this is like a big lighting panel, and then I did something in behind it, and I think that ended up working out better. Oh yeah, mirrors. I have this thing with mirrors at the moment. I don't know. I don't know. I just really enjoy like the whole reflection effect. I think it's quite cool. Anyhow, that's what I did there. So we've got the second level deck now. So this is going to have like a barbecue, and I think it's going to have some more of the lounges as well. So this is kind of like the main hangout deck beyond the front kind of area. I guess they're kind of all hangout decks, because I'm just thinking like the top floor is kind of like a hangout deck in a way as well, because it is a room, but it's kind of like an open room. I mean, it's all just like all designed for your Sims just to lie around and just relax and have a good time, you know? That's kind of the whole purpose of the jungle adventure vacation home, is just, you know, have a good time, relax, rest your weary body. If you don't want to go out in the jungle today, you just lie down, you swim in the pool, have a little bit of a sunbathe, have a few nectars, have a barbecue. You know, you don't have to go out in the jungle and adventure. You can have a nice vacation at home and just rest and recover from the daily grind, you know? Oh, that sounds wonderful, doesn't it? It's a beautiful world, Selvadorada. I've been playing this quite a lot in my Every Occult challenge that I'm doing. A little Let's Play, the Every Occult challenge that was created by James Turner. And one of the things that you need to do is take on the... Oh, is it? What's it called? It's like a life state. Oh, yeah, life state. I think a life state. And you have to become a skeleton. And it's just a temporary life state. It's like the two life states that you have to take on are like plant sim and a skeleton. And the way that you can become a skeleton is through collecting particular relics from the temple here in Selvadorada. So my lovely sim, who needs to become the skeleton, has been doing a bit of excavating and exploring in the temple and that sort of thing, and been trying to find all her bits and pieces, and to make it to achieve the goal of becoming a skeleton temporarily. So it's been a lot of fun actually exploring around Selvadorada, and I want to put this house into that save in the vacation world, because she's going to have to go back and do a little bit more exploring in Selvadorada to try and find. She's got one piece that she needs. She actually needs two pieces, so she needs a base and a top to create the relic that we need. So I've got the base. I just need to. I think I've got the base, but I just need to find the top of it. So I've got to do a lot more exploring around the place, and yeah, I want to put this vacation house in there so that she can stay there every night. Although it's not the cheapest vacation house, like it's about 16, just under 1,700 simoleons a night, I think. So you're definitely going to need like a little bit of cash if you're going to have an extended vacation. When I was playtesting it, I set the vacation length for 12 days, and I was, sorry, for 7 days. It was like 12,000 simoleons or something. I was just like, a week away is going to cost you 12,000 simoleons, crikey. I think it was something like that. I think that's right, yeah. It was really expensive. I was like, oopsie. Although I feel like this is not going to be one of the more expensive houses to vacation in from this collaboration. I haven't like tested all the vacation costs for all of those houses, but yeah, I feel like there's some expensive houses in that collab, because we're going fantasy, we're going a lot of might be a lot of details, it might be super luxe, it might be super cozy. It just depends on the build, but I feel like budget wasn't something that a lot of us took into consideration with this one. It was just like all about the design and the fantasy of what you were going to be doing on this vacation. And we all have, like, as I said, those little different vacation fantasies of, different things that you want to do at different times in your life, or different seasons, or, things like that. I mean, like, it's the middle of summer here, so do I want to go somewhere hot? No. I'd probably like to go somewhere maybe a little bit cooler. Do I want to go on a ski vacation? Well, I don't know. That might be asking a lot. I'd probably kill over and hurt myself, but certainly it would be fun. I think it would be actually fun to take the kids on a ski vacation. I think they would have a lot of fun with that. But if it was just me, like a relaxing beach somewhere with a whole lot of books and like yummy non-alcoholic cocktails and stuff like that, oh yeah, and like swimming in the water, and it's like, oh, sounds divine. But also adventuring in the jungle and seeing like historical ruins and stuff like that, I'd love that too. Like, I love history, so seeing like historical buildings and stuff like that, it would actually be fun for me as well. Like going somewhere where there is a lot of history, and you can get to gaze at that and learn maybe a little bit more about where we've come from as humans. That would be amazing too. Oh, there's so many things I could do. There really is. Anyway, we are on to the interior. So the interior is pretty basic-ish, I guess, in theory, because you've got like your kitchen, you've got your dining, you've got your living, kind of all in one open space, and there's a separate little entrance hall area there. So, kitchen, dining, living. I felt like the house you would be spending, because I feel like Selvadorada is nice as far as like the temperature and stuff goes in the world, because you've got Solani, which you feel like is going to be a beautiful temperature all the time, and I feel like Selvadorada is kind of like that as well, maybe a little bit hotter, and maybe a little bit more humid, but I feel like it's going to be warm there, and really nice weather a majority of the time. Obviously jungle, you're probably going to get the occasional bout of rain, but I don't know, I feel like that happens at night, and like during the day you can get out and adventure because it's always going to be beautiful weather. That's just maybe my imagination. Anyway, that's kind of how I was kind of thinking of it. So why did I get onto that subject again? I keep losing the thread of what I was saying. Oh yeah, because I thought, you'd be spending a lot of time outside, is my point with this vacation house, because the weather's kind of, nice and, bits and pieces. So you'd spend a lot of time outside on all of your lovely decks and your different areas, relaxing and bits and pieces, when you're not out adventuring in the world, of course. So I felt like the inside didn't need like heaps of space, like heaps and heaps of space. Plus I was working with a 30 by 20 lot, so it was limited as to what I could do, but I felt like having a good investment in the space allocated to the exterior made a lot of sense to me for this style of build. So as you can see here, I'm bringing in some color into the inside, and we are going with a beautiful teal. That kind of works a lot and really nicely with the Jungle Adventure set. So I did try and use that set where I could, where it was relevant. So that is the kitchen set there. It is the the little kitchen island and the fridge and the oven. So beautiful set, that one. I love building with the Jungle Adventure set. I don't know how you guys feel about the Jungle Adventure set, but I love it. Like that tile. Oh, that tile. I love that tile. I use it all the time. Doesn't matter where it is. I just use it all the time. I am also loving this new refined living room set that was created by Pearson. Beautiful. So this is the CC Creator Kit that came out fairly recently. And yeah, absolutely beautiful kit. I love it to pieces. Amazing creator. And I had access to it, so I was just like, I'm gonna use it. As I said, this is not a build that has limited packs at all. At all, at all. I used what I could from different packs. So definitely not limited. But you will notice that, yeah, as perhaps in the screenshots, likely in the screenshots, in fact, that this living room area is bigger. As I said, I do extend this out. So it goes out, I think, probably 2 squares wider. And I do add in a section. So in behind the stairs where they are at the moment, there's actually more space. So I add in like the archaeology table and an easel there as well. So it does actually give you some skill building options. And it means that you can go around during the day, as I said, explore the ruins with your sim. And then they can come back and they can do some work on the archaeology table and uncover the items that they have maybe excavated during the day. So I thought that was actually ended up being a really good addition, and extending the size of the house ended up working in my favour. So I was quite happy with that. So I've just moved back to the hall area because I hadn't done that as yet. Just kept it pretty simple with some artwork. I love, 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 love that artwork that came with the refined kit. Basically, this is all just the refined kit. This is me just adding in the keys. So the keys come from the Everyday Clutter kit, and I'm just adding those into the bowl. So use the cube just to get it at the right height, and then you're just going to have to move the bowl and the unit that it's on out of the way so that you can actually move the keys across to sit in the bowl. But that's basically how you do it. Just make sure with the cube that you lift it up a teeny tiny bit higher than the base of the cabinet that it's sitting on, just so the keys aren't sort of clipping so much through basically the bowl that you're putting it in. Is kind of the idea behind it. Yeah, that's basically how you do that. So just doing like a little entranceway, just with some clutter, little bits and pieces. That was the trash chute. So this is me deciding if I'm going to have a trash bin, if I'm going to have a trash chute, or if I'm going to have an actual outside bin. And I ended up going for an actual outside bin. I wanted to have something with a lid on it, but looked, a little bit more fitting for the build. So I ended up going with the wooden one, I think. Oh, which pack is that from? It's not the Island Living one. Don't know which pack that one's from. So I wanted to use that green flowery one. I thought that would be super cute, but it just wasn't matching the rest of the build. So ended up just changing it to the teal, and that's the little ottoman that comes with the high school years pack. So we are moving on to the bathroom. So just doing sort of blacks and metals, and a little pops of teal in there with the white tiling on the floor. I felt like the gold worked with the flooring, which is why I brought that in there. And again, like modern, a little bit of a luxe feel. And I feel like, felt like that kind of really worked. So this is the downstairs bedroom. So there's one bedroom on the bottom floor, one bedroom on the second floor. And they're both, as I said, double bedrooms. So plenty of room there for 2 sims. So you could probably come here on holiday with 2 couples. That would probably be about the maximum here. Although, I mean, if you're rotating or whatever, the bed use, then come in with as many sims as you like, really. Do as you please. But it's set up for 2 couples, is what I was saying. So I went quite teal in this bedroom, and I used the high school years bed, which I thought was super cute, and also, colour-wise worked really nicely with the colour theme that we're doing throughout the build, which was obviously going with the blacks, the whites, and with the brown flooring, a little bit of the metal touches around the place, and yeah, the teal coming out from that. So got like an open book there, and so we've got some nectar, some more books to read, some little statues, beautiful flowers. So I thought that was really cute above the bed. I did add in a computer area to this room too, as well as another TV. You know what? I put TVs, I think, in each of the bedrooms because there was no TV in the living room. Come to think of it, I think that's what I did. So yeah, so the TVs are actually in the bedrooms rather than in the living room, from what I remember. And there is a computer in there as well. So I thought if you needed to order an antidote or just email friends photos of what you're doing and making them jealous, you know, as you do, as you do. So this is from the Comfy Gamer kit that came out not so long ago as well, and it's a beautiful kit. If I've got a computer area, I'm just going heavy on that kit because it's got all the items, you know. So I'm just working on like that contrast color in the room, just wanted to bring in that little extra pop of color, and I think that worked really nicely. And then a touch of pink as well, just because the bed had like some pink on it, and I thought that would be really appropriate. And I really like the idea of that trunk at the end of the bed, because I thought that, you know, you're traveling, and I put suitcases in the wardrobe area as well. You know, you want to maybe have like a little storage area there. And that worked out all very nicely. So I thought it was cute. I can't remember if I needed to change anything with that bedroom. I don't think I did when I extended the lounge, but yeah, no, I don't think I did. Don't quote me on that though. So this is the upstairs landing, so going up to the second floor. And this is me just remembering I wanted some music around the place and also some extra lighting, so you can see what you're doing as you're going up the stairs. So simple landing area. This possibly is different from what it actually looks like. Yeah, it's the same items, but I think a different layout, perhaps. I can't quite remember. We'll see when we get to the screenshots. You'll keep an eye out for me, won't you? And this is me actually remembering the light switches. Hooray! I remember the light switches. I don't always remember them. I'm just thinking the last build I did not remember. Oopsie daisies. I mean, it's not a necessity. It's just like a nice little detail. It's not like the Sims actually need them or use them. You know, you have auto lights and it's not a necessity, but it's just one of those little touches of realism. So this is a bit of a trippy bath because I use the mirrors and it kind of reflects that on itself. So it's quite trippy to look at. It looks like there's like 3 bars and 3 of everything. It's kind of funny. And it just kind of amused me. It also looks quite cool, so I was just like, you know what, I'm just going to run with this. It looks quite funky. It would just like be quite funny sitting there in that bath and just seeing all these like different reflections and stuff popping back at you, because you'd get like different reflections from different angles, right? So it would be quite interesting. But I did like, you know, cute little plants, some towels, some bath products, and some nectar. So, you know, you're just sitting there having a nice relax in the tub. It's lovely. It's a beautiful thing, you know. Oh, you know what? I didn't, for some reason, I decided that I wasn't going to use, I don't know why. I decided I wasn't going to use the bathroom clutter kit because I was trying to limit the amount of packs I use, but to be honest, looking at the amount of packs I use, it's just like, I don't know why I bothered. There's a ridiculous amount of packs in this build anyway, and I don't know why I put that limitation on myself at all. Just pointless, but anyway, I did. Sometimes I do these things to myself. I don't know why. I was just trying some things there in the corner. They weren't working. Needless to say. So I'm just adding a little bit of clutter around the place. I didn't really want to go overboard as far as clutter goes because, you know, you're not going to have everything that you would normally have in your house on holiday. You know, there would just really be some simple basics. And maybe I don't know, whoever owns the vacation house, they put in some lovely, you know, lotions and potions. You know, just kind of like a hotel where, you know, you get these little bits and pieces maybe left for you. The complimentary little things. That's kind of what I was thinking with the Spa Day soap and the Spa Day, what are they, little oils and that sort of thing. I thought maybe those are the complimentary things, and then they've got the extra clutter there that they've brought themselves, perhaps. that was kind of what was going through my mind anyway. So that's a nice big bathroom. And then moving on to the upstairs bedroom. Yeah. Curtaining those windows. What a treat. Got there in the end though. So I'm using those those curtains from Forent. And I was trying a thing. I was going to go with these lovely flowery curtains. Like, I thought they actually worked really nicely with the vibe of the house, but they were difficult to match with a bed. So, sadly, they got yeeted. They got yeeted and deleted. But I think I ended up changing them back to the white just because I couldn't find a bed that I wanted to work with that, because I didn't want to go... Like, I could have gone with, like, a plain white bed, but I really didn't want to. Oh, and I did play around the idea of doing a canopy, but it just kind of felt like it ended up being... I don't know, do you guys find, like, those canopies, like, when you're playing with them, kind of irritating? Like, because you can't see the Sims sleeping or doing whatever they're doing? Like, you know how you get that sweet cuddling animation? Isn't it hard to see, like, when there's a canopy on the bed? Like, the canopies, in theory, look really good, and I like them. But I'm thinking from a practical standpoint, do they get irritating? I don't know. You guys tell me. I actually haven't played with a Sim. I was just thinking about that then. Like, that's why I ended up not putting the canopy in, because I was kind of like, oh, you know what? It's actually really hard to see the bed, and I feel like it would be irritating to play with. So I was just kind of like, yeah. Let's go with the Island Living bed, which kind of has like a gauzy kind of little mini canopy over it. And yeah, because I think just because those canopies aren't see-through, they're not kind of like, they don't have that opaqueness to... Opaqueness, is that the right word? Translucency to them. And, it just makes it hard to see the Sims inside the bed. So I feel like that would be kind of irritating to play with. So I don't know. Maybe it isn't. Maybe it's just fine, and I have no idea what I'm talking about. It's entirely possible. So we are getting towards the end of the build. We're just getting to the last little bits and pieces, and we're going to finish up this bedroom, and then we're going to go and put a couple of things in the hallway, because there's a little hallway that goes upstairs to the last level, which is the third level, which is the open level, where you can kind of go in the beautiful hot tub and chill out and have a zen kind of good time. This is me just working out how this is all kind of going to work. Hopefully they can watch the TV okay from that couch. I feel like the Sims would be able to. So I feel pretty satisfied that that couch is a good placement. And then I was just kind of working out what to do kind of with the rest of the room. I thought like a cute little table. Maybe it's a couple in there. So, they can sit there and have a little chitty chat. Maybe they want to have a little bit of a breakfast in their room away from the other couple. I mean, that's entirely possible. You don't want to be spending all your time with each other, do you? If you're going on like a couple's holiday, which does happen, you don't want to be just like on top of each other all of the time. And I don't mean that in a dirty way. I mean that in a perfectly innocent, just spending too much time with each other kind of way. I realized how that sounded when I said it. Alright, that's the screenshots there, and I'm going to leave you to enjoy those. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys have fun, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye-bye.